Good afternoon and welcome to the Pittsburgh City Council Standing Committee's meeting for Wednesday, May 6, 2026. Our first agenda item is roll call. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charlin.
Here.
Mr. Coghill. Ms. Gross. Mr. Lavelle.
Here.
Mr. Mosley.
Here.
Ms. Salanetra.
Here.
Mrs. Warwick.
Here.
Mr. Wilson.
Here.
Ms. Strasburger Chair.
Here.
7 members present.
Thank you. Our next order of business is public comment. I would like to remind all speakers that rules of council state that comments are limited to matters of concern, official action, or deliberation by council. Profanity will not be permitted. Please state your name and neighborhood for the record, and you will have 3 minutes to speak. Our first registered speaker is Dr. Ronald Lynn Miller.
Dr. Ronald Lynn Miller, downtown neighborhood. I can be reached at cgsii.rlm.globalintelligence@gmail.com. It's my primary USA email. The primary teletext I use in the United States is 412-969-7997, and you can contact me 24/7. I'm a Global Intelligence Society candidate for president 2028. Initiative 3 focuses on local government primacy. The Global Intelligence Society is a voluntary nexus of individuals and institutions which are committed to the use of optimal information and intelligence over ideology in the construction of local, state, and national law. I want to pick up a little bit on further elaborate what I said this morning about the Take a Father to School Day. One of the speakers said, quote, students do not care so much about how much you know, they know how much you care. Now, I really think that this is misinformation. Students, in my experience, and I think in the experience of many of the teachers that I've interviewed, they really do care. And not only that, but look, do you know what shugi means? It means that our kids are dismissing people that they think are fake, that they think are providing information which is really not information at all. And they're really sensitive to it, even if they don't know what it is. They know pretty quickly that the person who's providing something doesn't know what he or she is talking about. And I think that the men, as much as I respect the men involved in the Take a Father to School Day for being there, they're really basically, in my experience, I've interviewed hundreds of them over the last 5 years, they really are not mathematically or lexically sophisticated. And I think they really need to understand mathematically how to deal with an XY coordinate grid. Our people are being graduated from the Pittsburgh Public Schools who can't really interpret a graph on an XY coordinate grid. This is just basic, not proficient in performance. And lexically, how do you decline a noun? How do you conjugate a verb? This is something that they find very difficult to deal with. Now, the USA, which includes the PPS performance in the Program of International Student Assessment, in the top 10, there's 0 for USA and 5 for Asia. We're not doing what we should do with them.
Thank you. Our next speaker, apologies, is Chief Ikahana Halmakina. Okay. We will move on to our next speaker, Dylan James Basicue.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dylan Basescu. I live in the Southside Flats, District 3. I'm here to speak in favor of Bill 0288 and 0289. As a member of the Pittsburgh Democratic Socialists of America, we're strongly in favor of continuing the progress that was made by passing Bill 0286. Right now, city employees are already restricted from actively cooperating and sharing information with immigration and customs enforcement, and these two bills would take this progress further by restricting city employees from granting access to city-controlled spaces, and would restrict the ability of ICE to stage and carry out immigration enforcement activities and raids and kidnappings on city-controlled property. This is no different than if a homeowner owning private property said, you cannot conduct your activities in our home. And the property of the city is the city's private home, and it should not be letting ICE into its home. I live right above the Emiliano's on the south side, and over the last few months, that restaurant and a number of other businesses in the south side, I see you nodding your head, Councilman Charland, and I appreciate that you've seen this happening yourself, have been closed or reduced their operations due to the fear of immigration raids, kidnappings, and brutalization in my neighborhood, mere hundreds of feet from the ICE office that casts a pall over the south side. It's disgraceful, and the city should have no hand into letting those people into our homes, into our neighborhoods, into the city's home. We should have no part of it in this city of neighbors. And so, as a resident of this city, I appreciate everyone standing up and passing bills like 0286, and I insist that you passed 0288 and 0289 to make these protections even stronger and make it clear that ICE is not welcome in Pittsburgh. Thank you.
Thank you. Our final registered speaker is Bernadette Mosey.
Okay. Hi, this is Bernadette from Beachview. This is continued from this morning, wherein I shared with you and shared pictures of a 1-inch unacceptable screws used to mount an ADA shower wall mounted bench, thus expecting a wall tile to hold up your elderly and disabled persons at the Oliver Bathhouse. The conversations post the fall revealed more unacceptable, abhorrent info. You see, I was not the first to experience a shower bench kerfuffle, nor was I the second or the third to experience an ADA shower bench fail at the new Oliver Bathhouse, downstairs and or upstairs. Another person and a staffer said possibly, not certain, not the first, that the downstairs seat that I fell from, but definitely said 2 upstairs. Okay, for the sake of argument, let's say that that's all hearsay. Let's pretend I was the only disabled senior who was first to fall from an ADA bench mounted with a 1-inch screw to a bath tile, not a stud, again with a 1-inch screw causing bloodied bruised upper arm and bloodied thigh staff tended to. But if multiple repairs have happened since March, where are the work order requests? Why was council not made aware? We need to know who inspected the work, who signed off on recent work orders keeping you all in the dark. Did they cut cross corners on grab bars mounted to walls? Did they use 1-inch screws there too? What about rails to climb in and out of the water? Bring them in. Where is the oversight? All that money that was put into renovating the Oliver Bathhouse and 1-inch non-compliant screws were used for your seniors and disabled, and expect wall tiles to hold them and keep them safe. Shame on the whole bunch of workers and contractors in any department minimizing or silencing shoddy work. No excuse at all. Inspect and fix. Inspect and fix. All of you, take a screwdriver and go and pull 1 screw out of the wall and see what the measurement is. Anywhere, randomly, at the Oliver Bathhouse. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. There being no further registered speakers, we will now take comments from those in the audience wishing to speak.
Good afternoon. My name is Yvonne F. Brown. I live up in Katie Rovers Towers, in the Hill District, and I'm back this afternoon to please ask you again for you, council, especially the president, to demand that you meet with the police and, if possible, get in touch with Mark Brentley, who he was in charge of take the fathers to school. See, what I'm trying to tell you is that these fathers is going to be in the school to talk to the children. If we could get the police and the fathers to talk together, the fathers would know what to say to the children. And also, with them fighting people on the bus, my daughter got a thing where they beat this woman down. Kids, teenagers, and the older man went to help, and they beat him down. When they showed the woman with her cane, she was saying, all of you see him fighting me and nobody helped me. Do you understand? People are not going to help if we get these men. So if those children or one of them boys grab and start to beat on somebody, the man can grab them and hold them. We can't fight them teenagers off. No one can. I know I can't. I would bite them, but I can't really fight that well. But why can't we stop it? Why can't we get the police to sit and talk to the fathers? The fathers are going into the schools. The fathers can talk to the children. These are fathers, dark-skinned people talking to dark-skinned people. Some people don't like white people. Some kids don't, some parents don't. But if you got a white man and a black man standing together as a unit, then maybe the children will look. If you don't look to the black man, look to the white man, but look to someone who's trying to tell them. Do you understand? We're losing a whole generation. The children are killing each other. The cops are killing our kids and people. I'm coming down, but not for me. I'm at the end of my life. But please help us. Help us. And you can, because you make rules. You make the rules. I come down and I tell you different things, but you make the rule. Please have the police talk to the men that's going into the schools, please. The one man said, he's at Perry, he said, I'm going to make it on the PA system and tell them we know what you're doing. So you can do it too if you talk to each other. We ain't talking to each other. I'm doing a whole lot of talking. Yes, just on the phone looking and making me like I'm a fool, but I'm not. I'm not. I've lived a long time. I have went to any school that they said was free. My father taught me education. That's what you need, education. They can't take it from you. Like when I was speaking and turned my head, Mr. Krause, turn your head to the front. I had to look to the front. Come on now. I took public speaking. I was taught to look around.
Thank you, Ms.
Not to just look at one person or look straight.
Thank you, Ms.
Come
Brown.
on. You just got to do better, please. Please.
Your time is
help
expired,
save our
Ms. Brown.
kids. Please, I'm begging. Help save our babies.
Next speaker, please. Are there any further speakers? There being no further speakers, we will move on to our standing committee's agenda. Our first committee is the Finance and Law Committee. Supplemental new papers.
Bill 450, Resolution amending Resolution 79 of 2026 to increase the maximum principal reimbursement amount of the approved issuance of general obligation bonds while maintaining the approved maximum aggregate principal amount.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 450, please say aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation. New papers, Bill 420.
Resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in favor of Mary Ellen DeMarco Ruby for a single payment in 2026 in an amount not to exceed $5,000 in full and final settlement of litigation filed in the Common Pleas Court of Allegheny County.
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 420, please say aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation, Bill 426.
Ordinance amending and supplementing the Pittsburgh City Code Title II Fiscal Article 9 Property Taxes by creating a new Chapter 269 Real Estate Tax Exemption for construction or adaptive reuse of buildings on Pittsburgh's north side.
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion?
I'm sorry. This has to be whole. Yeah.
Councilman Wilson.
This must be held for a public hearing, so motion to hold for cablecast public hearing.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of holding Bill 426 for a cablecast public hearing, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Affirmative recommendation. Apologies. That moves us on to invoices. Is there a motion on invoices?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of invoices, please say aye.
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 Aye. Invoices are approved. That moves us on to P cards. Is there a motion on P cards?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of P cards, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. P cards are approved. That moves us to Public Safety and Wellness Committee, chaired by Councilman Coghill.
Supplemental new papers, Bill 462, resolution directing the Director of the Department of Public Safety and the Chief, Bureau of Police pursuant to 211 of the Pittsburgh Home Rule Charter to provide council with detailed violent crime data disaggregated by age group, single years of age, and location no less frequently than quarterly.
Motion to approve, brief discussion.
Second, discussion.
Yeah, I don't have any. I just defer to you, please.
Yeah, thank you. So, motion to amend, first of all. I said some
Second.
amendments. Second. So this is something that put together very quickly this morning, so thank you to Sean Carter, and we have just a few amendments. With the discussion around the curfew and, the 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. curfew and requirement that folks under 18 be chaperoned by someone over 21 in Market Square. Well, first of all, I will say I am, at first blush, I am very uncomfortable with that policy. My own kid goes to, I have a teen who goes to school downtown and walks through Market Square. Not only does this feel highly unwelcoming to families with teens, it also seems questionable in terms even of enforcement. I don't know that there'll be like a private security. What are we checking IDs? How is this working? My understanding is it's on an event permit. At any rate, all of that said, I certainly understand there has been lots of talk in the news. I know we have a post agenda coming up with Councilman Mosley just about the issue of teens in our public spaces, sort of these teen gatherings. It's an issue that I have dealt with in my district on a much smaller scale than downtown, but at the Murray Avenue bus stop, I think that we have actually had lots of success in that. It's an ongoing, something that needs to be managed in an ongoing way, but with our reach folks and our city police and also our community groups hosting, cookouts periodically close to this bus stop, I think that things have been going better than they were. We have really great programs like Safe Passages, working with our teens specifically in the schools. But one thing that I noticed this morning as I was thinking about this is I wanted to know, you're looking on Facebook and there are all these comments about everything that's been, and so I Googled teens, Pittsburgh, Market Square, sort of trying to get a picture of the actual incidences themselves, and I kind of realized that I couldn't, right? I saw the one incident that we spoke about already at council maybe about a month ago, where the police told us they were able to disperse the kids in a matter of seconds. There, of course, was a very severe incident on a PRT bus recently. But I realized that we don't have a picture. So we're talking a lot about violent crime. We're talking a lot about kids. And while I recognize that there, folks there are lots of feelings around that. I think that we really need some numbers. And so what this is the request that the Public Safety Department provide a quarterly report on violent crime in the city that, indicates, as well as the location, what the crime was, whatever the location, also the age, both of the accused, I suppose, and the age of the victim, just so that we can really have some data, right, rather than sort of anecdotal conversations about this sort of broad brush issue. We actually have some data around that. I think that that'd be helpful just in general, right? Just for the city overall, for council, not just to have to kind of rely on news reports or periodic calls if something particularly bad happens in your district from your commander, but actually have a report every quarter of the violent crime in the city and the age, and specifically since we're talking about kids, the age of the folks involved. So that's what this is. Happy to, again, we really just pulled this together this morning. I would appreciate, thank you to Sean Carter for his help. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Councilwoman Gross.
Thank you. So yes, Councilwoman, we just saw this for the first time on hard copy on the desk in this morning, and because we're having a double session today, so I haven't had a chance to talk to you about it. If this data is available and can be summarized, I think, it's something that is important for us to understand. But the first thing for me that comes to mind is that I think we formed the first Gender Equity Commission nearly 10 years ago. And that commission has been asking for data by gender from city departments, including police data, for 10 years and hasn't gotten it. So I would ask that gender also be added. It's been a citizen commission request for 10 years nearly. And we want to make sure that we don't neglect to distinguish. So I think that's important. It's also, I think, one of the things that we're hearing in public comment in these chambers just today, and also from feedback from the public, kind of confusion or competing claims that these are city kids who are the perpetrators, or they're not city kids who are the perpetrators. And maybe it varies by gatherings in different neighborhoods, or it's maybe not only is it kids. And I just think that not just the location of the crime, but also if we're giving demographic data about, summarized of course, we don't want to do any identifying characteristics of people, right? But if we're adding up kind of like, these people are in the 18 to 25 year age range, but then there were these other crimes perpetrated by people in the 45 to 65 year age range, because it says age of victim, and I think it's age of perpetrator as well. So I would like to know at the very least, again, we don't want to do anything identifying. So if we said the location of a specific municipality residence or something, it might be too, even if it has to be summarized to being, a city resident or non-city resident. I think it would be informative maybe on both the perpetrators and the victims, right? Because we also hear this claim by some people that it's a problem because it's visitors who don't want to come. And if we're looking for information that's going to help us make better policy, I think those two things I would ask for. I would ask for gender, maybe of victims and perpetrator, and I would also ask for place of residence, at least even broadly, whether city residents or not, because I think it would be informative. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? I didn't get a chance to ground truth this, but it's my recollection, and maybe others remember better than I did, that there was formerly a dashboard with, I believe, some sort of disaggregated data that at some point, 2021, 2022, was taken down. And to the extent that I think this is at the very least quarterly, but I think the gold standard should be a dashboard. So I just wanted to state that publicly. Like, if we could just get the dashboard back on the public safety website, or even in coordination with the Western PA Data Center, that would be even better. So I'm glad that this is at least the minimum, though. So thanks for introducing this. Councilman Wilson.
Yeah, I'm on the violent crimes dashboard right now.
So it's up. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm on if you go to pittsburgh.gov safety, I don't know, I can, let's see here. But yeah, my understanding is all the data is here. So this sounds like you would like someone just to filter and then send it to council.
Yeah, I think it would be
like
helpful, at least for me as a member, to sort of get, a periodic report that's like, this is the picture. And then we have, we could
Yeah, so it's
have a post agenda, have someone come to the table, kind of go through, for us, for the public.
Yes, this data is available at Pittsburgh, PA, safety, /safety, /police, and /police -data -portal. And I think it would be pretty simple for anyone to, if it is a good dashboard, you should be able to just simply, have all that available.
Yeah, my hope is that this isn't a complicated thing, that we have this information, that this isn't a big lift for public safety. But I mean, obviously we can talk about that once.
Further discussion? Council President Lavelle.
No, this shouldn't be a big lift at all. My understanding is they have the data. Even when we attend the Stop the Violence board meetings, they present the data of here's where the violence has been occurring in the city, et cetera, et cetera. So to just simply be able to bring all that data together and give council a report, that shouldn't be a heavy lift.
Thank you. Second round, Councilwoman Gross.
Thank you. Yeah. So I appreciate Councilman Wilson kind of giving us the login for it, or the website address. I do see data for victims by sex, and I don't see perpetrators, but because this is the page that says it says demographics, so I would assume it would be here if anywhere. And it's not on the dashboard for the perpetrators, but that should be easily added into the report. And then I don't see, at least easily or readily. It says by neighborhood. I think that's by the incidents. So again, if it could be within or outside, and Councilman Warwick, just as an aside, said we don't need to try to live edit this. We can just make the amendment for Tuesday. It'd be helpful to, I think, for us to know, since it's such a core part of the debate and what the public is themselves kind of debating back and forth. I'm really curious to see that added. So thank you, I appreciate it.
Thanks. Councilmember Warwick.
And just sort of another note, just as far as really including the ages, because we are talking about children here, and I am very uncomfortable with the sort of demonization of our kids overall for the behaviors of what I assume are a small few. And also this notion that our children are a danger to sort of the city as a whole. It echoes a bit of the sort of narrative that we saw around our unhoused people and the danger. Now, that's not to say that there were not incidences where, an unhoused person or possibly unhoused person, committed a crime that affected, someone, just a random stranger on the street. That certainly does happen, but the reality is, with our unhoused folks, is that the people who are most at risk are the unhoused, right? of, you know, that are in the most, so when we talk about our kids and we talk about, you know, being worried about, it's really our kids, right, that you know, are the most affected, I think, by violence among kids. And I think that's something that we lose sight of in the narrative, certainly in the news. At any rate, and we do have lots of wonderful partners all around the city that are doing great work trying to uplift our kids and make them feel valued and make them, you know, help them know that that we care about them here at the city of Pittsburgh. We care about all of our kids. And anyway, so I just want, just all that to say, let's put some numbers behind the feelings and really, you know, then we can really understand what the situation that we're dealing with. So, thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 462, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I'm sorry. We need to go back and actually vote on the amendment because there were amendments that were made, and then we can vote on the final bill. So, is there a motion would you like to amend by substitution or amend the bill?
Why don't we add, because if other members think of something they'd like included between now and Tuesday, then you let me know and then we can update for final vote.
Yeah, but you do that Tuesday.
Right.
So this is amendment by substitution.
Okay, so amendment by substitution, please. Yeah.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of amending Bill 462, please say aye. Aye. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 462 as amended, please say aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation. Deferred papers, Bill 288.
Ordinance
Madam
amending.
Chair, would you mind reading these together?
Sure.
Thank you.
Ordinance Bill 288, ordinance amending and supplementing the Pittsburgh Code Title VI Conduct, Article 1, Regulated Rights and Actions by adding Chapter 630B, prohibiting immigration enforcement in city-owned or operated spaces, and amending and supplementing the Pittsburgh Code Title V Traffic, Article 1, Administration, Chapter 503, Enforcement and Control, by adding Section 503.21, prohibiting immigration enforcement in city-owned or operated spaces, and Bill 289, ordinance amending and supplementing the Pittsburgh Code Title VI Conduct, Article 1, Regulated Rights and Actions by adding Chapter 630C, protecting community spaces.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Discussion?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Now that I had them read together, I have amendment by substitution for each. So I'll first say that the members first saw this now, was it almost 4 weeks ago, I think, when we first introduced these bills. And we held these because we knew that the law department had suggestions. I also had a request from Councilman Coghill to coordinate with another one of the advocacy groups, the Hispanic Development Center. I talked with them. I also shared these amendments with them on Friday and got an email back that they're supportive of them as well. And so I'll just say that these are the amendments that the law department helped us with. So these are the ones they asked for. Everyone's supportive of them, and the administration is supportive. So I'm just really grateful for their help with the language. So I will motion to amend by substitution. And again, they're on the yellow pages in front of you. Bill 2026-0288. Can I do them in one motion? And Bills 2026-0289. Need a second.
Second.
Discussion? See, Councilmember Warwick.
I just want, so Madam Clerk, could you update this so that I'm listed as a co-sponsor, just for the sake of, you know, who did the work on the bills?
Or
For both of them. We're on there as both Councilmember Gross and myself as sponsors, but the work on these was done by her and her office.
co-sponsor.
So yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of amending by substitution Bills 0288 and 0289, please say aye.
Aye.
Amendments pass. Any further discussion on bills as amended? Seeing none, all those in favor of bills as amended, 0288 and 0289, please say aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation. That moves us to Public Works and Infrastructure Committee, chaired by Councilwoman Salanetro.
Supplemental new paper, Bill 447, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure on behalf of the city of Pittsburgh to enter into a supplemental agreement or agreements with A. Liberoni, Inc. for costs associated with construction for the Sylvan Avenue Multimodal Path Project, providing for the payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $1,871,810.97, a net increase of $139,306.84, reimbursable at various rates.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 447, please say aye. Aye. Affirmative recommendation. Deferred papers, Bill 300.
Resolution providing for the issuance of a warrant in favor of A. Felino Construction, Inc. in the amount of $481,320 for the purpose of emergency snow removal at various locations and providing for the payment of the cost thereof over 1 year.
Motion to approve with discussion?
Second.
With discussion, Councilwoman Salanetro.
This is a bill that I've held in the past. We were waiting for additional information from Felino, a little bit more detailed on the invoice. I got some of that information today. I have not had a chance to disseminate it yet. So I'm going to ask to hold for another 2 weeks to give us a chance to do that.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of a 2-week hold on Bill 300, please say aye. Aye. Bill will be held. New papers, Bill 414.
Bill 414, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of finance on behalf of the city of Pittsburgh to enter into an agreement or agreements or amendments thereto with various parties for the purpose of accessing city property while certain railroad crossing at Lockway East and Lockway West, Council District 7, are being upgraded or removed at no cost to the city.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Discussion? Councilwoman Gross.
Right, thank you, I appreciate it. I'm actually a little confused over this bill. I feel like I've had a lot of bills come through in my district in your committee, Councilwoman, so I appreciate you being so easy to work with. But this one, similarly, Councilman Mosley and I, it's right on our district line again, and we did some conversations with the property owners, and the last I heard, the property owners were still not comfortable with what I think it's the railroad was asking for. And so that was, I think when the bill was introduced, I heard concerns with them, so it was just last week. It's been a very long week. So I would love to hear back from those. It's been going on for, I think, since last year. Like, we did a site visit, and we had the Army Corps on site. We had the county. No, we didn't have the county there. We had PWSA there. We had all of the landowners there. And so I'm not comfortable that the residents are comfortable. So I would want more time. Yeah. Thank you.
Further discussion?
So do you mind if we hold it?
Yeah, can we hold, how long would you?
2 weeks? Something like that? No, thank you.
Okay, motion to hold for 2 weeks?
Second.
All those in favor of a 2-week hold, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Bill will be held for 2 weeks. That moves us to 415. Bill 415.
Bill 415, resolution amending Resolution 866 of 2025, which authorized the mayor and the director of the Department of Public Works to enter into a professional service agreement between the city of Pittsburgh and Studio Zood for costs associated with the Homewood Park construction project for the construction administration schedule extension and transfer of fee from reimbursable expenses by increasing the total spend by $48,000 for a new not to exceed amount of $2,137,082.30.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 415, please say aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation. Bill 416.
Bill 416, Resolution amending Resolution 201, effective May 14, 2022, entitled Authorizing the Mayor and the Director of the Department of Public Works to enter into an agreement or agreements or the use of existing agreements between the City of Pittsburgh and Clavon Design Associates, Inc. for the professional landscape architectural services for Sheridan Park 1 Phase 1 design. The total cost not to exceed $300,000 by increasing the total allocation by the amount of $10,945 for a new total of $310,945.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 416, please say aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation. Bill 417.
Resolution providing for an agreement or agreements with A. Morante Contracting, Inc. for costs associated with the construction phase of the Smithfield Street reconstruction project, providing for the payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $6,672,202.56.
Motion to approve with a discussion?
Second.
Second with discussion?
I don't know if there's anybody here that can talk to that. I just want to make sure. Thank you.
Yep. Good afternoon. Jeff Scalican, Director for DOMI. For the Bill 40417, this is a specific construction for Smithfield Street in downtown Pittsburgh.
Right.
It's an 80-20 split. We are receiving federal funds and the local funds. Local funds will be $1.3 million and the rest will be federal funded. The limits of the project are going to be from Forbes Avenue to 6th Avenue in downtown Pittsburgh. We're going to probably be able to hit notice to proceed within the next 2 months. You'll see construction probably at the end of summer.
That was really what I wanted the public to know, that this is an 80-20 split between PennDOT and the city of Pittsburgh, and that's a large number to absorb. It doesn't have a good explanation as to why it's so large.
Yeah, it's 80% federal funded, 5.3 million, something like that, quick math.
Okay. That's it for me.
Thank you. Further discussion? Councilmember Coghill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. What are they doing, resurfacing Smithfield? Is that what
Whole
it is?
new rebuild from Forbes to 6 in downtown, yeah.
Lighting, everything?
New lighting, new roads, better roads, sidewalks. Yeah, full reconstruction.
Nice. All the way from, you said there was...
Forbes to 6th.
Forbes to 6, okay.
So like
What's that?
Burlington Coat Factory.
They're like 3
to-
blocks?
Yep, right down here. Yep.
Is that like 3 blocks? Yeah. Oh, good. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 417, please say aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation. Bill 418.
Resolution authorizing acceptance by the City of Pittsburgh for dedication of certain right-of-way in and around North Avenue and Brighton Road in conjunction with the bridge reconstruction, thereto at no cost to the city, located in the 22nd Ward.
Motion to approve?
Second discussion.
Discussion?
Anyone here to speak to this? We'll have to get Councilman Coghill to release them.
I'm back.
Sorry.
This is for Norfolk Southern. This is actually their project. This is to replace one of their bridges. Right now, the property is city parks. And what we're doing is we're converting the property from city property to a right-of-way so they can construct the bridge.
Is this the pedestrian bridge or is this the...
No, this is the Norfolk
This is the main
Southern,
one?
Yeah.
So the pedestrian bridge is supposed to be completed before...
We're starting
That
construction with that this year.
Okay.
You'll see it soon. This
Okay,
year.
great. All right, thanks.
Yep.
Thank you. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 418, please say aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation. That moves us to Land Use and Economic Development Committee, chaired by Councilman Wilson.
Deferred Papers, Bill 8, Ordinance amending and supplementing the Pittsburgh Code, Title 7, Business Licensing, Article 7, Article 7, service businesses, adding a new chapter 768, short-term rental housing.
Motion to approve discussion.
Second.
The discussion?
Defer to the bill's primary sponsor.
Thank you, Councilman. If members will recall that we have a zoning bill that comports with this at the Planning Commission that is slowly making its way through. So it hasn't had its public hearing there yet, so I'm guessing it'll still take maybe 6 weeks or more. So I think they kind of go together. So I'll just motion to hold this one 6 weeks.
Second.
Discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor of a 6-week hold, please say aye.
Aye.
Bill be held 6 weeks. That moves us to Recreation, Youth, and Senior Services Committee, chaired by Councilmember Warwick.
Bill 419, resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in favor of the Pittsburgh Parks Conservancy located at 317 East Carson Street for the reimbursement for horticultural and forestry work completed in Allegheny Commons, August Wilson, Emerald View, Highland, and Riverview Parks in the amount of $250,000.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 419, please say aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation. That moves us to Innovation, Performance, Asset Management, and Technology Committee, chaired by Councilwoman Gross.
Bill 408, resolution amending Resolution 119 of 2025, which authorized the mayor and director of the Department of Public Works to enter into a professional services agreement or agreements with Route Smart Technologies, Inc., which provides trash and recycling routing optimization for the purchase and implementation of navigation software that will provide turn-by-turn directions to environmental service drivers through November 30th, 2027, by increasing the total amount by $113,280 for a new total not to exceed $360,407.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Discussion?
Discussion.
Councilmember Charland.
I believe at least Chris, and I'm not sure who else is here to discuss this. You guys like to introduce yourselves?
Christopher Mitchell, Project Coordinator for Environmental Services, working on the Route Smart project.
And Don Mudrick, Public Works.
So I just, out of curiosity, if you can tell us a little bit about what this project is. I know you've been working on optimizing and kind of rerouting the environmental service maps for some time now. Curious where that stands and how this software works.
Sure. So the city of Pittsburgh has used Route Smart for decades now. It's made all of the routes for our garbage trucks, recycling trucks, snow plows, and street cleaners. I came into environmental services a couple of years ago to optimize the recycling and refuse routes. As I was working on it in the first year, the old version of ArcGIS, which was what Route Smart was working off of as an extension, sunsetted. It was decades old as well. It was going away. A new ArcMap Pro was coming out, and Route Smart moved to a browser-based system, Route Smart Optimize. In this transition, we were able to move away from the paper binders that we have used for 20 years. The last time we have updated our refuse and recycling routes was 2007. And so a lot's changed since then, and they've had the same paper binders since 2007. I was brought in to optimize those, but now with this new software, we had the chance to move away from paper binders, which obviously guys driving these big giant trucks around the city are not looking at as they drive. We had finally the chance to replace those with turn-by-turn navigation tablets. That meant that we were going to use Route Smart for creating the routes, and that gets pushed over to Smart Suite, which is the app used on the tablets. In this process of moving from one into the other, I think there was some confusion as to how both of these systems were going to get paid, and that's why we're here today, to make sure that the Smart Suite side of it is paid as well, as because before I think we thought Route Smart was taking care of all of it, or there was some confusion there. But we have these tablets already in use in some of our trucks. We've been running them on the recycling routes for a few months now, and if everything goes well, we are likely to have near fleet-wide implementation with all the tablets in all of the refuse trucks as well as soon as Monday morning.
And I guess, so the contracting is kind of a separate thing there, but I was curious how the optimization project is going. I know there's just there's a huge disparity between areas where there are more houses than there were before, and some of the routes are very fast. And unfortunately, the way that environmental services is set up, there's a huge incentive to be on the fastest route, on the shortest route. And I'm curious if we've how far along we are in fixing that disparity.
It is a great question. So I was brought into this about 2.5, 3 years ago to do that, and then all these changes were made. We've been working all this time just to get our routes as they are run right now into the system. When I came in, our data was very bad. The information we had was very bad. We had to start from scratch. So I've been working Route Smart to get up to date to how we work now. That has been what I've been doing for the past couple of years, and we're at that point basically as of this week. So I have yet to create a single new balanced route, but if we go live on Monday or the week after, depending on if we hit any hiccups, then we will have that fleet-wide implementation. That'll be the first time we can finally move towards optimization, which is really what this software is made for. We've kind of been pushing a square peg in a round hole, trying to get our current routes into the system as they've been running for the past 20 years. It's been very hard work to go that way, but once we actually have it in there like we do as of right now, now we can open up the floodgates and say that give us new ones. This is finally the time where we can optimize. We have a couple ambitious plans for changes that I'm not at liberty to discuss fully at here today before we get a few ducks in a row, but that work will be delivered before the January 1st when our newsletters go out as to these new routes, what they're going to look like, if it's going to change anything for the people who put out their trash and things like that. But we do expect to be a lot more balanced by January 1st.
Great. I think that balance is really important. I know that it will ultimately save us money because, of some of the longer routes, but also, the thing that I complain about all the time is just the incentive to get done as fast as humanly possible does not always mean that everything, especially on the recycling routes, that everything gets in the back of the truck. So I'm looking forward to that being implemented, and I hope that with all this in here, that it becomes easier for you to make even smaller changes quicker.
Absolutely. That's going to be one of the biggest advantages to this system. We don't have to wait 20 years to update these anymore. We can do it in a day. Just we see that this is a little wonky over here. Why not just move from one route to the other? We can push that out the next day. It's going to be a lot more nimble, and I think that our drivers who have been using the tablets already really like them, and there is a good chance that they wouldn't, but we're really pleased with the adoption by our drivers of this technology. It has proven its use to them already, and if they don't have a tablet, they come ask me. They really like using it.
Good. Glad to hear it. All right. Well, thank you very much for all the work on this, and thanks for coming to the table today.
Sure.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Further discussion, Councilwoman Gross.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So we're just waiting on paying the bill?
There was some confusion over, we had been paying Route Smart, and it seemed to be some confusion that Smart Suite was a separate bill. So Smart Suite came around and said, you might know more about this than I do. I try to stay out of the money.
Yeah, well, no, because I don't do procurement for the department, but I only write the legislation. However, what happened was, from what I understand, Route Smart originally was one contract, and these upgrades required two separate platforms, one being the in-truck platform and the other being, and then all kinds of, that's why and what we're also doing is taking both of those contracts and sunsetting them in 2027 so they line up together so we can put it out to bid as one and fix that. But basically, yes, we were supposed to sign two different contracts for this company, and it seems we have only signed one so far. So we are paid to date on the one that is signed, and once you approve this and the other one is signed, we will pay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to my colleagues, I didn't get the briefing on this beforehand. Apologies, it's been a crazy time, but
yeah.
So Route Smart, kind of like where we're sitting, you know, when you're sitting here in the building, you can see all the routes and you can change the routes.
Yes.
But then additionally, in the kind of like 2-year process of saying like, we're digitizing the data, so basically we might as well have then the route changes not be printed out into a binder. We might as well have them be digital on a tablet. Mm-hmm. And that is the route.
That's Smart Suite.
Smart Suite.
See,
and so
now
that's
you
what's
know why
being
there's
added.
confusion among the
obviously
contracts.
There was confusion because they sound, there's actually two different companies, but they sound much the same. But I'm also kind of just fascinated that the goal was to make the routes less disparate.
Yes.
So like how long is the like longest ones or longer ones?
I spent about 6 months over the summer writing our recycling routes, testing out these tablets, and I think about the longest one I was on was 10 hours.
And I know with garbage pickup, when the truck fills up, you know, it has to drive to Imperial or to Monroeville. How does it work with recycling? Is that just like you drive until the truck fills up?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and they go down to Hazelwood to our MRF there. Our refuse routes, these both the refuse and the recycling routes were made in 2008. A lot has changed in recycling, especially with online shopping, with the amount of cardboard people have, with our blue bins that we have distributed. So pretty much all of our refuse routes gets done earlier than our recycling routes.
Because there's less landfill.
Well, because
refuse.
there's a lot more recycling, a lot more participation in it. And
so the refuse routes have stayed about the same time, but the recycling routes have lengthened.
Yes, and that they were designed that the refuse routes at the time that they were designed, there was less recycling, so they could go through a lot quicker. So there might be twice as much homes that is serviced by a recycling truck than a refuse truck, sometimes 3 times as much.
Because how could there be more?
Because if there's 3 routes right here of refuse, then the recycling truck would have a route that covers all of that. Yeah, it is a much larger space. And at the time, they were collecting a lot less, so that made sense. But that has changed so much in the past 20 years.
Mm-hmm. I got it. I'm following you. And so you now have it digitally.
Mm-hmm.
But you say you could change it every day.
Yes.
But you have not changed it yet.
No, that is starting after we wanted to introduce this software, this hardware to our drivers with the current routes in them so that they didn't have to learn a new route and a new technology at the same time. So we wanted them to be able to do the routes that they know, the way they know how to do it, but introduce, oh, here's a screen and it's showing you everything that you're doing. It's showing what you have left. It's showing this and that. That way they get comfortable with the technology before we throw
And
new
also you
routes
can
at them.
test the technology because
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can see whether it's right or wrong because
Yes,
you know it's the
absolutely.
same route you've been doing for 20 years. Yeah.
I will throw a pitch to the power of interns because we prioritized some of our intern budget and they were in the trucks.
Nice.
They did help us
you
out.
know?
We're
And
very
so
thankful.
a healthy intern budget goes a long way.
Nice. Good. Yes, duly noted. Duly noted. So, okay, yeah, so I am a little fascinated by this because I do think waste streams are changing. God knows there's a lot of interest from myself and I think some other constituencies on having, for example, municipal curbside compost pickup, which is something some cities have been doing for more than 10 years that I've personally seen. But it would be a whole completely different routing calculus, right? So, you know, let alone all the other kind of obstacles to doing it, different fleet, different, you know, employees possibly. So, but now we have these kind of routing capacities and we know where the pickups are. And then we have it both for the landfill waste and for the recycling,
Yes.
all in this software.
Yes,
that we're voting on
100,000
right now.
homes that I have placed dot by dot over the course of years is in there now, and it's the most accurate it's ever been, and it's been a lot of work, but I'm really proud of everybody who came together to make it happen, and I'm very confident in it where I was not confident in this data a year or two ago.
Got it. Well, good to hear. And then, so just out of curiosity, and then I'll stop because, you know, I'm supportive. I'm not going to hold the bill or anything, but when, you know, I have a lot of new construction still in my district. So, and not just multifamily, right? There's still like people rehabbing or filling in new housing. And so how does it get added when there's
Fairly easily.
so like building permits, occupancy permits, like, yeah, what do you do?
Mostly that's going to be, there's not an automatic process as far as I know. Most of these changes are going to be through people reporting back, hey, this is here now, add it to the system. That's our drivers, our foremen, things like that. I'd love some sort of
the
automated
very
system.
next bill
Yeah.
on council agenda is Councilman Charlin's housing dashboard. So there will be up to the minute also digitized data on where something has just been built.
That could
FYI,
be
that's the
very
very next
helpful.
bill. So I'll stop there. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 408, please say aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation. Thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That moves us to Bill 427.
Ordinance amending ordinance supplementing the Pittsburgh Code of Ordinances, Title I, Administrative, Article 7, Procedures, by adding a new chapter, Chapter 173A, Housing Data Dashboard, by amending the chapter number to conform to the numbering in Article 7 of the Pittsburgh Code of Ordinances. The new chapter shall be numbered 162A.
Motion to approve?
Second discussion.
With discussion, Councilmember Charland.
Just real quickly for members, we've already passed this legislation. This is a renumbering. This is kind of a my bad. We wrote the legislation and did not, we had the wrong number. So we're just changing the number on this legislation. Planning's still working on it, but I want to thank the clerk's office and Sean Carter for pointing that out, that we made a numbering mistake earlier in the year. So thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 427, please say aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation. That moves us to Intergovernmental and Educational Affairs Committee, chaired by Councilman Mosley.
Deferred papers, Bill 385, resolution adopting plan revision to the City of Pittsburgh's official sewage facilities plan for 3634 Penn Avenue at no cost to the city.
Motion to approve.
Second discussion, if you don't mind, Councilman.
Discussion.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We held this for 1 week last week, and I called the firm to finish their planning module because the planning department still needs forms signed by them, and I left a message at the architecture firm, but I didn't get them, so I'll give them another week. I've got to get all of the things that planning needs before we pass the sewer module, if you don't mind. So if you don't mind, I motion to hold 1 week. Thank you.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of a one-week hold for Bill 385, please say aye.
Aye.
Bill will be held 1 week. New papers, Bill 409.
Resolution adopting plan revision to the City of Pittsburgh's official sewage facilities plan for 217 through 239 Halkett Street at no cost to the city.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 409, please say aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation, Bill 410.
Resolution amending Resolution 571 of 2021 in order to authorize the mayor and the director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh to amend a cooperation agreement or agreements with the Western Pennsylvania Conservancy for maintenance of plantings and other planting-related infrastructure in the public right-of-ways throughout the City of Pittsburgh at no cost to the city.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 410, please say aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation, Bill 411.
Resolution amending Resolution 297 of 2025, providing for a reimbursement agreement or agreements with Pittsburgh Water for costs associated with the Smithfield Street Phase 1 project, where Pittsburgh Water will be responsible for paying 100% of the actual expenses involved in certain work to be described in the agreements, at an amount not to exceed $123,000, and further amending Resolution 924 of 2024, effective December 18, 2024, entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 2025 Capital Budget, the proposed 2025 Community Development Program, and the 2025 through 2030 Capital Improvement Program by increasing Smithfield Street Phase 1 tip by $123,000.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 411, please say aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation, Bill 412.
Resolution authorizing the Pittsburgh Land Bank to acquire all the city's right, title, and interest, if any, into the publicly owned properties in the 12th Ward of the City of Pittsburgh designated in the Deed Registry Office of Allegheny County as Block 125A, Lot 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 133, 0 Lincoln Avenue, and 0 Mayflower Street, Council District 9, at no cost to the city.
Motion to hold for 1 week.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of a 1-week hold for Bill 412, please say aye.
Aye.
Bill will be held. Bill 413.
Bill 413, resolution authorizing the Pittsburgh Land Bank to acquire all the city's right, title, and interest, if any, into the publicly owned properties in the 15th Ward of the City of Pittsburgh, designated in the Deed Registry Office of Allegheny County as Block 55P, Lots 15, 0 Chatsworth Avenue, Council District Number 5, Lot 16, 0 Chatsworth Avenue, Council District Number 5. At 0 Monongahela Street, we have lots 45, 57, 58, 60, 62, 64, 67, 68, 69, 70, and 71. And Block 56B, Lot 37, at 0 Berwick Street, District 5, at no cost to the city.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 413, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation. That exhausts our standing committee's agenda. We do have meeting announcements. Next week, council will hold its regular meeting and standing committee meeting on Tuesday, May 12th and Wednesday, May 13th, respectively, at 10 a.m. To register to speak at these meetings, please fill out the sign-up form on the council meeting webpage by the deadlines. You might also call the clerk's office at 412-255-2138. Is there anything from members? I would like to motion for another post agenda on the ACFR, the Annual Comprehensive Financial Report.
Second.
Discussion, seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
We will get that scheduled. Anything else from members? Seeing none, we'll take a motion to approve the minutes and adjourn the meeting.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.